Yo, we are back again. We are back and we are going to experience peak. Just have to send some shit to people. Hello, everyone. I am Demise, and today's live stream, we are going to be, we're going to scale some characters, I guess. Um, Mario scaling is going to be on January 1st to January 2nd. I promise I'll actually I'll give credit to the people who actually who I got scans from that. So yeah, this is gonna be peak. Where this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. And yes, I do have a take. Mario does beat Sonic. Objective. So since Mario beats Sonic objectively, um I guess we should scale Sonic before we scale Mario. Anyways, welcome Faker EXE to the chat. All right, so I did have a skill recently that I skill Sonic, and let's just say that it's not going to be what y'all guys think. It's not going to be high outer all of that. It's fucking barely 3D. What's up, Emma? We're back. All right, so Imaginary World is parallel to Sonic's universe as established in the official Dreamcast magazine series. So since then, um, that imaginary world would be the source of all dreams and all dimensions in the Sonic franchise. Dimensions are in context of universes, so imaginary world would just be the source of all universes, which would just be like low multiversal at the bare minimum. But there actually is infinite amount of universes within Sonic. So since there's an infinite amount of universes within Sonic, this would be for like a multi plus. And since then, how does Sonic scale to this? He doesn't, and he doesn't even scale to this. The only way for Sonic to actually scale to the entire multiverse and imaginary world, he would have to go super. And I'm going to be addressing the Arabian Nights. Okay, all right. So the Arabian Nights are separate realities that are forged from stories. But I don't even think that their being realities are actually supposed to be the case, as it's stated that each story is viewed as a different world, and the amount of these worlds are endless. And since endless doesn't mean in context of infinite, like I've proven in the past live streams, this wouldn't literally be infinite, as it's stated that there's 1001 stories, so there would just be 1001 worlds within the Arabian Nights. And since worlds can be in context of planets, we can just deduce it to be a planet as how the Arabian Nights look within Sonic. I'll show you a scan. Yes. Do, 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 do. Just hold on 1 second. Do, 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 do. I'm so excited to have you guys back. Okay, I found a scan. Now I'm going to show you why these would be in context of entire planets. All right, so as you can see right here, look at the sky. That is an entire planet right there. This is its own separate planet. So there's just so the Arabian Nights just houses separate entire planets. Hello there. And since that they're entire separate planets, we can just deduce. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on, I got you. Uh, you see now? No. Since it's deduced to be entire planets, as it has its own skies, its own atmosphere, etc., it can't be an entire universe. It can't. It can only be deduced to be an entire planet or just another separate Earth, which seems to be the case in this kind of scale. So, in conclusion, the Arabian Nights just contain these worlds, which are just entire planets. Now, I will address the something in the astral plane and within the Arabian Nights. The astral plane within the Arabian Nights are just in context of them being non-physical. So these are just non-physical worlds. Like I don't even think non-physical worlds even scale to 5D because non-physical literally means something beyond the physical or something that's not physical. But astral means like in context, it's just resembling the stars, which is what astral planes basically are. Well, I don't even think astral planes actually resemble stars. I think they are just something that's just non-physical. It's just a plane of existence in a spiritual realm. So it would just it still would just be like fucking 4D, but nobody scales to this, as it seems to be the case of not scaling. So in conclusion, the Arabian Nights contains non-physical planets that house astral plane, which is just a spiritual world, which would just make the Arabian Nights planetary, if not, I mean, planetary to 4D. Does Sonic scale to this in his base form? No. Um, he would scale to this in Super though, in Darkspine. Anyways, I will address the main issue of the Arabian Nights. These worlds are stated to be metaphysical. I don't see any problem of using this argument, but the problem is it metaphysics has many branches and many contextualities, meaning that that it's just going to be something that's beyond the physical. So it'd just be like non-physical. We know this is the case as metaphysics has branches such as something that's just not the physical, like ontology, cosmology, philosophy of the mind, philosophy of religion, philosophy of time, space, identity change, etc. So, so these are just metaphysical worlds that they're just non-physical. That would just add consistency that they're just non-physical. And yes, I do concede that Base Sonic has fucking non-physical interaction. So he would just be able to run freely in these worlds. That's why he can run freely in these said worlds. And since there's like 101 amount of these worlds, then it would just be like fucking 4D, maybe potentially 5D if you want to argue it. Anyways, here's another one we're going to address: the white space. Oh yeah, the white space. I know you guys are excited for that one. I know you guys are excited. All right, so the white space is a dimension created by the time eater. Remember that. White space's houses like the green zone, Sonic's home, Christ's city, despite the entire timeline being erased from reality itself, and the zone is confirmed to be stated to be universal in size. So basically, This is just an entire separate universe. And the white space is a space between universes, which would entail that the white space is on some type of higher plane of existence, which would just make it like 5D. As since there's like a 4D brine, a para brine, and then there's like a 5D bulk, right? So yeah. And it also contains the tunnel dimension, which is just infinite in size. Sorry, I'm not sending scans to this. I mean, I can if y'all want to. Um, and here's the very interesting part. White space is timeless. You heard me. So to contradict what they're actually saying, Tails states that Sonic restores space-time with his speed within the white space, basically granting it space and time, which would just make the entire structure just still infinite 5D, as it contains an infinite size structure, which is the tunnel dimension, which is also infinite in size. So that would just be like infinite amounts of fifth dimensional constructs, which is infinite in size 50 objects. But does Sonic scale to this in his base form? No, he has to go super. Now we're going to get to the meta that everybody wants to glaze. Solaris being a transcendental superdimensional entity. Solaris, well, in context of what superdimensional means, superdimensional is referred into the context of what this is, transcends higher space times, or transcends, like it's beyond a higher order of dimensionality, or just dimension spatial dimensions as a whole. So basically it's just a higher dimensional entity. But here's the real kicker: nobody scales to Solaris, who seems to be 6D. Since nobody, and so we notice as in the official guidebooks, it literally states that but even in Super Sonic can't even defeat this motherfucker alone, and I'll show you right here. But even Supersonic cannot defeat Solaris alone. He calls upon the strength of his allies, Shadow and Silver. The other had two hedgehogs join hands with Sonic, accepting his superpowers. I don't get it. People love the Glaze Sonic. But you know what? Let them be what they do. It's also stated that they have to hit his weakness. So they don't really actually scale to Solaris in his super form. So therefore, the super form would just be infinite 5D, which Sonic doesn't even scale to in this base. Yeah, Solaris is stronger than Supersonic. All right. All right, so since we scaled Supersonic to infinite 5D with him being transcended by Solaris, where does base form Sonic scale to? I'm not even gonna lie, barely universal, maybe solar system. We know this because we know this because it's narratively consistent that Sonic in his base form is still faster than the speed of light. I mean, well, sound or light, I don't care. I'll buy faster than light Sonic any of the day of the week because it's consistent. But you can also just debunk him to the sound. Anyways, the reason why he would be barely universal is because he would scale to a Chaos Emerald. Well, he was scaled to Knuckles, who's able to destroy a Chaos Emerald, which houses an entire universe. But even then, it's just a small miniature pocket universe, which contains its own stars and galaxies. So that'd be like, or its own starry sky. So that would just be like multi solar system plus. So Sonic in his base form would just be multi solar system plus, infinite 5D in his base form. I mean, super form. Wow, that was a great debunk, in my opinion. So, in conclusion, hold on, I'm gonna do something dramatic here. I'm gonna get a good image. Hold on. I'm dead ass doing it. In conclusion, my goat Sonic, as much as I love Sonic, but he's still overrated in scaling. In base form, he is multi solar system plus. In his super form, infinite 5D. I'd say I did a pretty good job today. Yeah, supersonic damaging time eater who can create white space, which just means that he's infinite 5D because white space is infinite 5D. So yeah, Sonic is still goated in my opinion as an overall character, but he's just so overrated in scaling. That's sad. What a downfall for Sonic. I think I have to address something as well. The everything is canon statement. We all know and love that, don't we? All right. We all know that everything is canon is a joke by Sega and Ian Flynn. And people say, "Oh, just it's still continuing, therefore it's more consistent." It could just literally be in context of a continuing gag joke. A continuing gag joke, by definition, literally means, you gotta make me say it. A running gag is a humorous joke or reference that appears repeatedly throughout a work of a lecture, or film, or television. It's literally made for comedy. So yeah, this guy gets negged by fucking Wally West. What's good, Dorito? Archie Sonic. I do have Game Sonic over Archie, so he's like low multi or 5D. Ian Flynn isn't really reliable. He doesn't really got the greatest knowledge. Like, he can say things. You can say like, "Oh, can Solaris destroy model realism, extended model realism, and transfinite mathematics?" And he'll just say yes and or sure, because because he's not knowledgeable on the subject. Therefore, he can't really learn what those concepts are. So he can so Sonic fans can take advantage of him and use his statements to scale this fucking blue ass hedgehog to fucking outer or something, even though he's not outer. Yes, Ian Flynn said Kid Goku over Son. I'll actually show that. Let's see if I can finally see it. The literal thumbnail I'm looking at, like right here, it literally says. No, I mean the title literally says, "Is Sonic even on Kid Goku's level?" With an exclamation mark. That's kind of crazy. Hold on, I watched this said video. Mhm.
But point is, I think the no tail thing is just to specify why he can't just go great ape and smush the hedgehog. But
Did you just hear that? Hold on, I'll repeat that.
he's fighting King Piccolo. I don't even know now. But point is, I think the no tail thing is just to specify why he can't just go great ape and smush the hedgehog.
That would literally mean Great Apes alone would literally solo Sonic. Oh, Ian Flynn, what have you done?
But I might argue that Sonic could handle a kaiju level threat like that. Anyway, I, with my cursory understanding, I'd say they might be on even footing.
Wow. Kid Goku and modern Sonic being even. In, yeah. Hold up. This is Sonic without the Chaos Emeralds, by the way, even though he scales to the Chaos Emeralds. Oh, God. Ian Flynn, what have you done? Can you scale EXE verse? I can try. We got a little kid on our hands. I laughed. Um, Look at this little kid, bro. This guy thinks creepypasta is like fodder. That's crazy. Universal Plus. Universal Plus. Who is this little guy? Who is this silly guy? Yo, whoever reality edits is, run my fucking fade, bro. Oh god. I'm gonna go see who it is. Oh, I found his shitty channel link. Easy, my boys. You have like 4 subscribers. You're not a fucking threat. FNAF is actually scaling high. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, what's you talking about? Thanks for proving fucking this high universal at least. This guy's a cornball. Oh yeah, I did comment on this nigga's fucking thing before. Saying I'm a cornball without reason whatsoever. This is genuinely funny. Your edits are ass. Holy shit. These edits are ass, but W are these. Never mind. Murphy Law done underwrong. Like, who the fuck are you? What was his name again? What was his name again, bro? I kind of forgot. Yeah, dude. Easy. Because why not? Because I want to rage bait him. I want to see if he gets mad. Like this fucking guy, bro. Well, that was the welcome back stream. That was pretty good. I liked it. I'll see you on the next one on January 1st or 2nd. Bye bye.